Hello and welcome to Doing Business in Rwanda. My name is Zona Bachu. And today's episode of Doing Business in Rwanda, we're going to look at different initiatives and programs that the government of Rwanda has put in place to support the youth. Stay tuned for more. The United Nations estimated that about 200 million people in Africa are aged between 15 and 25 years old, thus making it the continent with the highest number of unemployment. The Deputy Regional Director at the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women to understand what stops young people to seize an opportunity or create one for themselves.
I believe opportunities exist everywhere, but I think as young people, I agree fully. It's not just government's responsibility. It's all of our responsibility, First of all, it starts with how you're being nurtured in your own family setting, what your parents or your guardians or whoever it may be, your relatives, whoever it may be, the environment in which you are, how conducive and positive is it for you to be able to grab those opportunities? Are there any barriers right there and then, whether it's attitude, behavior, encouragement, whatever it may be, And secondly, who are your mentors? Who are the people? Where's the network that you need, to be able to leap into those spaces? Where's the information that you need? How are you accessing that information? So of course you need also people who've been already in those spaces and who understand the challenges and will be and are willing, first and foremost, to also take you along and guide you in that process, right? Because as a young person, yes, you have your ideas, but you might not have the expertise or the experience, and you wouldn't know where to tap into. So you have to have those networks, and then you have to use your own voice, right? Because you have your own voice, whether you are a woman or a man. And use that voice to also demand for transformation, demand for acceleration, demand for space. And I think it's not enough to just say, yes, let's innovate, let's get people into incubators and I don't know what, and do all of that, It is also important that we create that environment that enables then all of these young people to do what it is that they need to do. But then when they come out, what happens? That's the other question that people ask. Okay, fine. I have access, I'm empowered, I have the skills, and I come out and then there's nothing. Because again, the environment is not conducive, right? So we also need to work with corporations, we need to work with companies, we need to work with government institutions, right? To also say, now you need to open up your doors, to those who are willing to come in and work with you. And for those, you need policies, you need, you need behavioral change, attitudes again, So I think it's really a combination of efforts that are required.
We spoke to different young people, and most of them argue that having skills is not enough to create a sustainable job or career for themselves. However, they say that having an ideation space would help them meet and share ideas with other young innovators.
So far, I think what is running now is soft skills. Knowing how to public speaking, knowing how to write and all of this. These are little things that we should know, but we don't know them. So what the government has done so far is to create, let's take for instance, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from Edo State, Nigeria. My governor is Godwin Noregase Obaseki. He has created a hub. We own the South-South Innovative Hub where we train young persons on skill acquisitions. Because we believe that is what the world is going into, skill acquisitions. How to learn programming, develop websites, because the world is going ICT. So therefore, we're trying to see how we can leverage on where the world is going and start developing towards it. So it's the same thing. What the government has done so far is creating that environment, just like we have in Rwanda. Everywhere I went to, it's Wi-Fi. The big question is, what do I do with my Wi-Fi? Do I do research or do I just watch movies or download music? So it's left for you. So right now, I believe that the government in a little way have been able to make everything easy and accessible for us here in Rwanda and equally then in Nigeria. What is left for the youth is for them to grab this opportunity and get the best out of this opportunity.
I believe in looking at things from the positive side of it, taking a problem as an opportunity, and therefore I think it's time we stop talking about the problems and think of the problems as opportunities for us to try and get try and invest, and invest does not necessarily mean money, but investing in time. It's time that we stopped talking about the government chipping in. What are we doing as young people? Are we ready to take the risk in the first place? Taking the lead in the sense that you take the risk, if you take the lead in taking the risk. So we don't want a situation where we as young people want the government to invest their money because we're not even sure our ideas are viable. But we want to take the lead, and as one of the speakers yesterday mentioned, that we want to be the ones who take the lead, and then the money will come afterwards when we're sure that the project is viable.
I think as the youth, it's our responsibility to go around and not only wait for the government to bring opportunities to us, but as His Excellency said, we should be the ones going and knocking on the doors of the opportunities and go to see if there are out there are things that we can do, because we have different passions, we have different talents. So it's our responsibility as the youth to wake up and not wait for people to come and, I can say, spoon feed us, but it's our responsibility to go and do our best. Maybe sometimes have to work hard, but at the end, I believe that the Africa we want will be great and bright if we all work together, and we'll achieve something great.
Research that we carried out in agriculture in the past 2 years, and according to our report, what we found out is that young people suggest that the government should create ideation spaces. By ideation spaces, we mean incubation hubs, where you just bring our ideas together. We are coming out of the times when we started complaining about the government and wanting the government to do everything for us. So the main thing that young people recommended is the creation of ideation spaces, whereby young people can meet and share their ideas and have someone who's nurturing their ideas, getting them in the right direction, ensuring that they are scalable, they are viable.
The government of Rwanda has opened different initiatives to support the youth in capacity building, as well as connecting them to investors.
Platform for young people. Sometimes they just need a nod, they just need approval, they just need a pat at the back to say, that's great, you can do it. And that alone creates an attitude that I can do it, I'm the solution myself. So that one alone is a great contribution to tell the young people, we are here for you. What is missing? What are you lacking? Secondly is also the policy orientation and the government, the political will. There's a political will to support young people in our government, especially from our leadership. You could see our president personally being there for over 5 to 6 hours, interacting with young people. You could see the First Lady being there for them. All ministers, whoever was requested here was invited, and they came and shared and mentored. So you could see the political will is there as well. The other one that we shared is that access to opportunities. Access to opportunities, especially information. Young people lack information. And that lack of information, they remain in their own corner. So this is open up windows and making opportunities accessible, making accessible, available and known. And in Youth Connect, we connect young people, young entrepreneurs to opportunities, especially access to finance, like you mentioned. In Rwanda, we have Business Development Fund, a fund which is a guarantee fund which supports young people, women and youth to access a bankable project to access finance, and the government becomes your guarantee and provides guarantees to 75%. So this is something also we shared as well, but also creating a like-minded people. And this has created a network of entrepreneurs, about 622, who were supported through the program of Youth Connect, and is increasing the numbers. And those have managed to create 8,309 jobs. So it has shown and demonstrated that when there is a will, there is a way. When there is like-minded people coming together, there is always a solution. When you create an ecosystem that is supporting young people, things happen. And you just provide an environment and the young people can do it. So it's trust.
While speaking to the Minister of Youth in Rwanda, she said that the government is working on reforming and having more competence-based curriculum.
One of the forums are here, like this one where we bring, I think you saw one of the forum where we had the Face the Gorilla. It is bringing young entrepreneurs to meet with the venture capitalists, people want to invest in their good innovations. That is one of the forums. But also we have many platforms, the incubation farms, incubation centers, where we want even to increase the incubation centers in the country so that we can train the young people. Some of them are good at their own business, maybe technical aspect, but they're not good at marketing. They're not good at business plan development. They're not good at legal and regulatory frameworks to know that. They're not good at taxation. They're not good at negotiation. So you need to bring this kind of support services that help these young people to have it all, because the future jobs will be fitting people who can adapt, who have multi-sectoral skills. You don't have just to be a journalist. You could be a photographer at the same time, a journalist at the same time, a marketer at the same time. You need someone with multi-sectoral skills so that you can fit in this competitive world. So as the government, that's where we are putting on emphasis, especially linking up the young people with the industry. We have what we call Skills Council, where we bring the educationalists and also the players, the industry, to know we want also to influence the curriculum that we have. Is what we're teaching what is needed of the market? If it is not, what do you want to see? This is where we want to see more, to be where we used to work in silos, the government on the other side, which is training, the private sector on the other side, and then after production of this, they say the labor force you produce is not relevant to what we need. So that kind of mismatch is what we are working on as a government by reforming and having more competence-based curriculum.
And that is all for today's episode of Doing Business in Rwanda. Now remember to send us your feedbacks by tagging us at Twitter @ZBI Rwanda or my personal handle @Zuena Bachu. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.